Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Ash and Exsellsior. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we finally close in on the end of Act 2. Now, full disclosure here, we were still missing one more time-sensitive event, so I did a little off-screen grinding, just until it triggered. I knocked out about a dozen random encounters, I collected some of the new loot added by the Enhanced Edition, and most importantly, I located but did not enter some of the new locations that were also added by the Enhanced Edition. We'll check those out a little later. For now though, let's just see what's going on in Stag's Fall. Alright now, first up we've got a couple of new advisors. I've got Jubilost taking over as the Kingdom Treasurer, and I've got Harem taking over as the High Priest. Just is a nice guy, but he's a little too close-minded for my liking. We've also got a few new events. Jubilost has requested a meeting, and Keston has reported new troll sightings. Oh, and speaking of which, Kanara was successful in negotiating the proposal for cooperation. That's +5 to our economy. Anyway, let's head inside and see what's going on.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Your Grace. Keston's face looks worried and fearful. Your Grace, ill news from the Gnarl Marches. Again. There were already many trolls there, but now people are afraid to leave their homes. The wilds are said to be swarming with them. The hunters were the first ones to notice. Then came the merchants delivering packages and food to the outskirts of the barony. Now there are more and more reports of trolls attacking villages. At first, I took the reports for gossip, thought it was just the fear talking. But a local group of merchants recently reported that most of the trolls seem to be lurking around the house of one Bartholomew Delgado, an odd mage living out in the wilds all by himself. They're saying there are so many trolls out there, nobody can reach Bartholomew for fear of the beasts. Keston's face goes dark. Those trolls are up to something, and this strange Bartholomew fellow is clearly tangled up in it somehow. If the wizard's gotten some idea in his head to conspire with the trolls, we should make the first move and hit him with a preemptive strike. However, if the trolls are coming for him rather than to him, Keston sighs. It would be an enormous help if you could pay a visit to Bartholomew and figure out what's going on. I recommend haste. If nothing is done soon, there may be a grisly fate in store for your subjects. Jubilost cordially greets you with a document. Baron, you will never guess what your treasurer is holding. He waves a paper above his head. The ink on it seems still wet. This is a list of things that tumbled out of the wall of your own basement, as the workers were undertaking repairs. Jubilost adjusts his glasses and starts reading. A gilded guard, 1. Silverware, 3. A set of old coins. The list is long and varied, so I'll get straight to the point. It appears that your workers uncovered the Stag Lord's secret cache, items stolen from his own henchmen. Finding the true owners of these things would be a hard and thankless job, while taking these trinkets for your own chests is complicity to expropriation. In other words, Robbery. As your financial advisor, I recommend a compromise. Appraise these riches and spend an equal amount on reviving the villages laid to waste by the bandits. Let these treasures bring some good to those who suffered most under the Stag Lord. Well, that actually seems pretty reasonable. It would be nice to get 60 extra building points, but I guess we'll stick with his suggestion for now. The owners of these things might be dead or on the run. We will use them to revive the villages that suffered the most under the Stag Lord's reign. Jubilos nods solemnly. I knew you would follow my advice. Okay, so it looks like we have to go check up on Bartholomew. Just one of the many things we currently have on our plate. Ah, right, and we have to check up on the Sweet Teeth, too. They got back while I was wandering the world map. Alright, let's go check on the Sweet Teeth, and then we'll pay Bartholomew a visit. Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, that Oleg, always finding fault in things. We straightened up his fence, painted it, and put some wolves' heads on top to scare off enemies. We even started building a catapult along the wall, and then here he comes, running up, waving his hands, yelling his head off. He doesn't like the color, the heads will attract flies, and it turns out he wanted to keep the shed we disassembled to make the catapult. He made us put everything back the way it was. But as we were leaving, he was so happy. He even gave us a little something for the road. Here, have some. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see if we can keep them distracted. Let's see if you can complete my task. We're ready for anything, and even more. Alright, let's try this one. The gnarl marches are overgrown. They need to be weeded. I still can't get used to these swamps everywhere. When I was little, I thought that marshes and seas and glaciers were all just stories made up by travelers. But here, you just leave the city walls and you're up to your knees in a real swamp. It's fantastic. Do you really think His Grace wants us to tell him about his lands? Why not? The swamps here are, ooh, so juicy, green, and blooming. And the mosquitoes whistle day and night. The Padishah himself would envy you. Alright, enough talk. It's time to get to work. Grabbing their travel bags, the young tieflings run away. Well, I look forward to seeing how that turns out. Alright, let's go pay Bartholomew a visit. After that, we'll see if we can finish up the Dwarven ruins, too. Ah, okay, that's just the minor rewards for meeting with our advisors. We've also got some rank-ups to take care of, but we'll worry about that once we've dealt with the troll invasion. Moving on. Now, let's see here. Looks like Wayne's gone. That's, that's something. We've got something going on in the... Oh, yeah, we've got trolls. Alright, this shouldn't be too hard, but let's bring up some explosives, just in case. Very nice.
All according to plan.
Okay, looks like we've got a fight on our hands here, so let's toss up some buffs and then we'll sweep the map.
I know what to do.
Oh, sorry. Was lost in thought.
I will protect.
Alright, let's do this. I guess we should start by checking on Bartholomew.
In due time. Interesting.
We've got some new traps. No surprise there.
Applause, please.
This should... Enemy approaching!
That's not good.
Left yourself open. Look at me, Gorum!
Alright, let's finish scouting around his house first. Then we'll head downstairs. Oh my. Yeah, we'd better go check on Bart. Oh, let's get Amiri patched up first.
Time's not waiting.
And Lindsay was called forth.
The end draws near.
No mistakes. Ready for anything.
Grotus awaits us.
And here we go.
Blood for Gorum!
Oh, geez. Hey, it's Dimwit. Assist me! Yeah, okay, I'll do what I can. Jeez, these things are really wailing on him. I don't think we're gonna have time for any spells.
I grant you death.
You hit me, I hit you more. Alright, let's try focusing fire here.
Tear them apart!
Well, so much for that. Sorry, buddy. The wizard's clothing is soaked with blood. His face is disfigured, and one of his eyes is missing. He is beyond rescue. With tremendous effort, he moves his swollen, bloody lips to speak, his voice barely a whisper. Too late, Your Grace. A shame. I had plans. So many plans. No time now. They stole an extremely precious item, my whip. But now I know where their lair is. The map. Bartholomew points to a location on the map with his broken finger, leaving a bloody fingerprint behind. Since you couldn't protect me, you could at least avenge. Well, that certainly could have gone better. Sorry, Bart. At least we got closure on Dimwit. Wow, that's some pretty nice gear. Arcane Protector. +3 dodge bonus. Immunity to being nauseated. Headband of Vast Intelligence +4. Cloak of Resistance +2. We also got the Crusher. +2 Oversized Great Club. Regardless of the size, the cudgel is very handy in combat. Not bad, but I think Amiri's current gear is actually a little better. Well, we couldn't save Bartholomew, but I think he'd like it if we wore this stuff in his honor. Oh, I do want to try something here, though. Yeah, we still benefit from that dodge bonus, even though we don't have the dagger actively equipped. I'm not sure if that's a bug or not, but we'll happily take advantage of it. Now let's get that cloak on someone. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, I guess we're done here. Sorry, Bart. We'll see about getting your whip, I guess.
That is not far.
There might still be a few trolls lingering about, so let's give the map one more sweep before we move on. I'll try to make this quick.
As it should be.
No, it looks pretty clear. It's possible that if there were more trolls, they left after Bart died. Yeah, I think we're done here. Let's head back to the Dwarven ruins. Alright, now, we do have a bit of ground to cover here, so I think what we'll do is head back to the ruins, set up camp, and then we'll hit the pause button real quick, so I can get us back to where we left off last time. Guess we should hedge our bets here. Get some rest, heroes. You've still got more fighting ahead of you.
Grotus is patient. He scornfully watches this pathetic fuss at his feet, knowing the outcome has already been decided. Isn't that a manifestation of divine wisdom?
Grotus may be patient. Me, not so much. Spare me your preaching.
And we are back. Here we are inside the Dwarven ruins, just outside the last door we haven't checked yet. So let's get back to it. Whoa, whoa, you kobold! This troll's loot! Two huge trolls overhang the group of kobolds. They are pressing their huge fists against their hips and seem irritated. The kobolds, however, don't seem to be in any way disturbed by the threat that the trolls radiate. They rummage busily through the pile of stuff littering the stone floor. Looks like this is the stockpile the trolls had brought back from their recent raids to the neighboring villages. Among the stockpiled stuff, you can see some filthy rags, a broken table, a door which had been torn off the hinges, and a massive oak bureau. Tartuk, spoils, allows. Hargulka see loot first, share later. Trobold's rule. The kobold looks in the troll's eyes emotionlessly for several seconds, then turns away, having lost the interest in this conversation. For a moment, it seems that the troll will hit the kobold and smash him with a single blow of his huge fist. But the seconds pass and the troll stands motionlessly over the kobolds, who seem to ignore him completely. Hargulka will know. Hargulka and Tartuk punish you. Me tell him. The troll announces at last, stomping his feet indignantly. It's hard to say if the kobold understands the meaning of these claims, but all the enraged troll's shouting has absolutely no effect on him. Having the bureau opened, a kobold fishes out a long black whip, raises it above his head, and hisses triumphantly. Oh, I guess we're fighting now. Okay then. Alright, let's focus fire on that boomsayer.
Serves you right.
And there we go. Ooh, Cat's Grace. I think Silverleaf actually needs that one. And the Black Whip. A black leather whip with an engraved handle. It is surprisingly light and easy to hold. There is something sinister about it. No idea what to do with it, though. The wizard helped us find the troll's lair. Good for him, and good for us. I won't miss him at all. He was so weird and creepy. Wow, Lindsay. Too soon. But the quest is listed as complete, so I guess we're done with it for now. All right, let's go check out that doorway.
As it should be. In due time.
Ah, more trolls. Branded trolls, but nothing we can't handle.
Depend on me. No strike wasted.
Nice. Let's have a look around here. Trolls rarely use flags. Their leader must be a genius for his race. Wow, rude.
All according to plan.
The troll leader fancies himself a true king. He even made himself a throne. Oh, and speaking of the troll king, there he is. There's Tartuk, too. And that must be how he's branding the trolls. Well, we'll get to them in just a moment. Suit blackened tongs. Iron Dwarven key. And bracers of armor +3. Those'll be a good fit for Tristan. Alright, let's get ourselves lined up and confront Hargulka.
Follow my lead.
Keep your eyes open.
What troubles you?
I guess we should set up some last-minute buffs here.
The end draws near.
I know what to do.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Good luck, heroes.
Barba! You managed to get here. Good. Now Hargulka will tear you apart with his own hands.
Hargulka turns from the anvil, and on his chest is a brightly glowing brand mark.
Stop, courageous and strong Hargulka. I wish to ask.
Tartuk puts aside the iron rod he just used to finish branding the troll.
Say me, why are you slaying us? What did we to you? Why take troll and kobold lives in their own home?
I have to ask, how long are you going to pretend, Tartuccio? I know who you are.
You know nothing, nothing. So, will you tell us why you brought us death?
Hearing the word Tartuccio, the kobold waves his hand hesitantly, but then freezes and hisses angrily. Oof. Most of these responses seem pretty extreme. Let's go with the most reasonable one. You attacked my barony. I protect my subjects.
Borba kills because trolls and kobolds are unlike him. That's what all Borba do.
Hargulka takes a deep breath, his chest rattling, then spits on the floor.
Trolls and kobolds cannot establish a kingdom while humans kill them.
Death! Del Borba!
Hargulka pounds his club on the stone floor.
Death!
Fire burns in the kobold's eyes, bright within his horse skull helmet. Alright, looks like we've got a boss fight on our hands. Hargulka's obviously the muscle, and Tartuk is the spell support.
I grant you death.
Let's see if we can lock these guys down, then pick them off one at a time. Oh, looks like the rest of the kobolds aren't actually fighting. Makes things easier.
Let us strike as one!
This should do it.
Okay, let's do this. Well, he is just destroying Ekken's dog, but otherwise, we're doing okay here. And it's pretty much over. After Hargulka's death, the kobold's spells weaken, as though he's lost his concentration. His attacks stop, and he simply defends himself. Finally, he drops his hands in the middle of casting a spell, letting it dissipate.
Useless, senseless. You are victorious. I surrender.
He's breathing so heavily that it's hard to make out his coarse hisses. I'm asking you for the last time, who are you? I remember well the gnome Tartuccio, who assumed the appearance of the kobold Tartuk. And I remember clearly how I killed him. How I killed you.
This is strange. I remember and I don't remember. My head is a hall of doors, and almost all are closed. Sometimes I remember something, but then emptiness.
Listen, I know who I was and how I died.
Then something happened.
Power. A great power. It brought me back to life.
But not the way I was before.
The kobold heaves a pained sigh. Tartuccio's speech changes, as if two creatures are speaking at once. Interesting.
My return was not a gift, but a curse. I became the one I pretended to be. Kobold Tartuk, not gnome Tartuccio. And I started to forget who I was, how I lived. Sometimes I have pictures in my head. I thought they were visions, until I met you, my executioner. But I must say, I don't know who did this to me. I don't know what will happen. But I was happy. Tartuccio called everyone fools because he knew he was one too. A funny, luckless fellow. But as Tartuk, I was different. I became a leader. I commanded respect. I created Trobold to show everyone what I can do. I can change the world, do something important. But now it is over. You will not spare me.
What about your spy mission for Pitax?
Pitax, strong country, ravenous king. He wants more power. Yes, I remember. I served him. The king said, there's some ancient artifact in the stolen lands. Find it and send to me. And I did. I found it in the Sycamore Hall and sent it to the king. Then fought against you and died.
You weren't too eager to show mercy to us. Why should I show mercy to you? Tartuk squats tiredly and looks morose. The rugs that serve him for clothes are tattered. Through the holes you can see bleeding scratches on his purple hide. At the moment, Tartuk looks like a severely beaten dog, his masters having banished him from the coziness of home, out into the pouring rain.
Kobolds didn't wish war. I didn't wish war. It's all Troll's fault. I sought to suppress their wish to kill humans, but they wouldn't listen.
He shakes his head and his horse skull helmet shifts askew. Tartuk slowly sets it right, then throws a glance toward Hargulka's remains. You can't just blame the trolls. You were the one who branded them, convinced them of their false immortality.
I don't accuse anyone. It was me who found this place, rekindled this ancient forge, sensed its magic. I started to brand trolls to shield them from fire. It was my mistake as much as trolls.
Tartuk bares his teeth. He glares defiantly at you. Why did kobolds join forces with trolls in the first place?
You cannot understand. Kobolds are small. Everyone tries to banish them, strike them, slay them. No one respects them. Same things I suffered in the past. I just wanted respect for kobolds. Trolls were listening to kobolds. For the first time since the dawn of this world, kobolds were treated with respect.
The kobold falls silent and stares at dead Hargulka for a moment.
You wouldn't understand.
Tartuk casts his eyes down and whispers. So, what would you do if I let you go?
You would release me. I shall go away, a long distance away, so no one could find me. Away from trolls, from humans, from kobolds.
The kobold stands straighter.
I sought to establish the kobold's kingdom. I wished a place in this world for kobolds. Wish them to be accepted. Some home. But I've lost.
Tartuk slouches again. The moment passed.
I brought my people to death.
He sighs, just like a human would.
You know what? You tried to make your tribe happy by ravaging and torturing all your neighbors. Chief Sootscale is a worthy example. He made an alliance with our Baron, and he's living the high life with all his kobolds.
You let this monster go now, and it will sow death and terror somewhere else. Don't make this mistake.
Oh, man. Jeez. Well, logically, we shouldn't let Tartuccio go. But, to be honest, I'm not even sure it's the same guy anymore. From what he's described, it sounds like he was literally reincarnated. That aside, he does seem like he's genuinely repentant. I think Hargulka was the real villain here. Leave now, and I don't want to see you again, in this life or the next.
You release me? Not a trick. You release me.
Tartuk studies you, his eyes narrowed in suspicion.
What an untold, glaring stupidity.
Wow. Valerie.
I shall leave as promised. No one will hear anything about Tartuk the Kobold anymore. I wish to be forsaken. I have no desire to become a reason of so many deaths anymore. Not of kobolds, not of trolls, not of humans.
He briskly steps away, then stops and glances back at you with a hollow gaze.
It's good everything is over now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just don't make me regret it. Alright, so I think we're at a pretty good stopping point.
In due time.
But let's see what we've got here. Mallet of Woe, and a Belt of Physical Might +4. Let's have a look at that mallet. The Dark Mace is incredibly heavy. It fills its wielder's body with a supernatural power, sufficient for handling it. Okay, so it's basically an oversized heavy mace, but without the usual accuracy penalty. And it has a continuous freedom of movement effect. That's not bad. That might actually be a pretty good fit for Harem. Or even a Miri if we decide to give her a shield. I'll definitely have to give that some thought. But feel free to let me know what you guys think. At any rate, we are pushing the 50-minute mark, so I think we're at a pretty good stopping point. We'll hit the pause button for now, but we'll pick up here next time, as we finish exploring the Dwarven ruins, tie up a few last loose ends, and then return to Stag's Fall, victorious. Maybe we'll even get to enjoy some downtime before the next crisis rears its ugly head. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Discord server, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the fan-run wikis, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.